what's up, Blackish fam? It's your boy B. We're continuing to go through new music, and we've been kind of on a roll with Tobe Nwigwe. This has been he's turned into my favorite artist, and that says a lot because I go through new artists every day. I go through music every day. Everyone has all the greats have a different place, right? Andre 3000, Kanye, Nas, Eminem. Toby's in a lane of his own, and nobody's bringing the same imagery, the same message, and the lyrics and the wordplay like he is right now. So we're continuing to go through his catalog, and I haven't been disappointed yet. So we're gonna get right into Tobe Nwigwe. This is one called PEEP Game. It actually says featuring Fat. Fat's his wife. And it's listed under the originals. It looks like it premiered in 2019 under the hashtag Get Twisted Sunday. So, let's check it out in detail and break it down. Outdoors look swampy.
Get Twisted Sunday. It's about to be epic.
Look, I get it rocking like a cradle. I never so came, but I was able to see my...
Just they say I get it rocking like a cradle, right? You think of the old school cradles that would have that rocking chair setup so you could rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, right? Now, but I like what he said he said, I never sold cane. Well, he's referring to that perico, right? That white, that coke, right? Yeah, he said, I never sold cane, but I was able, right? Like, I was able to. I knew the dudes. I had my partners in place that could have put me on if needed. But in the biblical book of Genesis, Cain and Abel are the first two sons of Adam and Eve, right? So just to play on words there.
Let's make thorough bread without the stable, while packing something fatal that make it just... I never so came, but I was able to see my partners make thorough bread without the stable.
Ooh, bro, what does Nas say? He said, make sure you're a thug and intelligent too, like a real thoroughbred is, right? He's saying, but you think of thoroughbred, you think of horses. And he say, my partners are thoroughbreds, but there's no stable, right? We're not talking about horses here. They're real dudes and they're intelligent too, but they're street dudes, right?
Thoroughbred without the stable, while packing something fatal that make it top spin like dreidels. Ooh, I hung around them shells like April. Oatmeal, oatfield. Me when
he said, I hung around shells, right? Thinking of the shells you get after blasting, like I was April. But he's talking about April O'Neil, the news reporter that gained friendship, right, with the Ninja Turtles. But Heroes in a Half Shell, right?
Them shells like April, oatmeal, oatfield. Me when I get to saying it's so real, folk, we don't think that it's entertaining till them shots fly, no subliminal. That's the play.
He said, there's no subliminal message here. We're talking about shots flying, right?
Of aggravated aboriginals. My whole life I've been congregating with criminals. That's where I graduated.
Hanging out with criminals, right? Anyone that's inner city and not some square, you just happen to be around this stuff your whole life. But I like what he says when we talk about dropping knowledge, right? He says aboriginals, which could be a play on words for the originals, which he has this entire flow of music listed under. But you ask, what's an aboriginal, right? They're considered the original inhabitants of a place. When I think of aboriginals, I think of Australia, right? It's the indigenous people of Australia. But there's another fact there. There's a lot of research that shows that aboriginals were actually African. Yeah, right? We're talking about, there's findings that suggest that modern aboriginal Australians, they're the direct descendants of migrants who left Africa up to 75,000 years ago. So when you see these aboriginals, right, you see them and they're darker complected and they're treated and they're disproportionately arrested, and just now they're still fighting to be treated the same way. And these are the original people of the land, right? Think about how we treated Native Americans, right? But they're in their own land. And Australia getting treated like this.
Waited with just minimal effort lectures to me. That's the plight of aggravated aboriginals. My whole life I've been congregating with criminals. I swear I graduated with just minimal effort. Lectures to me was just receive better from the king of Bedford. Stop vexing. I swear big
lyrical. He says so much. We just gotta bring it back here just a little.
life I've been congregating with criminals. I swear I graduated with just minimal effort. Lectures to me was just receive better from the king of Bedford.
Yo, C's get degrees, right? He said, but he said, yo, I graduated with minimal effort, right? I believe his degree is in fashion and merchandising, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm trying to catch the reference, right? What he says about the King of Bedford. I don't quite get the reference. Let me just hear it back.
To me, was just receive better from the king of Bedford. Stop vexing.
That's a place in New York, but the King of Bedford. I don't think he's talking about the first Duke of Bedford. That would be John Lancaster. But there's a podcast. It's called The King of Bedford, and it's a guy that talks about being curious about things that he doesn't know. I wonder if he could be referencing.
Better from the king of Bedford, stop vexing. That's what Biggie taught me lessons. My guess is his propensity for excellence might not get discussed by the adolescents, but I'm blessed with. Yeah, the gift of carrying torches. Sometimes I get nervous.
Yo, I don't know where he was going with that, but he was referencing Biggie, right? Biggie Smalls. Biggie grew up in this place called St. James Place in Brooklyn's Clinton Hill. It's near the border of the Bedford-Stuyvesant. So I don't know if he's referencing Biggie or just referencing that place. But let's get right to it.
Yeah, the gift of carrying torches. Sometimes I get nervous as a suitor that's entering courtship. Oh, then I get to feeling euphoric. Holy flow, every bar low-key should be pinned in the Torah. Oh. And look at that, she's so gorgeous. She be with me whether I was flipping a Tesla or Taurus. Oh.
He said, yo, she'd be with me regardless, right? It's not about the money for her. She'll be with me whether I had a Tesla or whether I had that Ford Taurus, right?
I'm a horror, but I've been blessed kind of sorta. Every bar brick and mortar. Can't sing, but I'm known for finesse on the chorus. You can't see the flow unless you using the eye of Horus.
Ooh, the eye of Horus. He ain't talking about Horace Grant, right? The eye of Horus. Friends, the eye of Horus, they're normally talking about the third eye, right? It's an ancient Egyptian symbol. It's known all around the world. People reference it. It's about being awake, right? Or woke. Seeing things in a different way.
You using the eye of Horus. Oh.
Hey, look, now that I got your attention, peep game.
Oh.
If he was whack and you came up with some paper, he's still lame.
Yo, shout out to everybody. The money don't make the man, right? The man just makes the money. It don't matter if you got dough or not. If you're a motherfucking lame, you're a motherfucking lame, right? But you could be a cool ass motherfucker and be broke as fuck, or be rich and dope, right? But money does not make the man. If anything, it brings out who you are, right? It just showcases those qualities, whether they be good or bad.
If he was whack and you came up with some paper, he's still lame.
Still lame.
Live by, die by the G code every day. Get in the game. So don't compare how they move to the real. It ain't the same.
Yo.
One time for the West though, 2 times for the youngin' with the best flow.
Lame ducks be like, what pond you from? I tell them parts where they blow harder than when monsoons come. And they chase cheese, only dipping when that fondue come. They run their base till they heart go wild just like...
Who knows about that fondue game, right? Where you can dip fruits, meats, cheese. You dip it in the melted chocolate or cheese or whatever. It's an excellent date night, man. I suggest you check it out if you got a nice girl in your life.
Lame ducks be like, what pond you from? I tell them parts where they blow harder than when monsoons come. And they chase cheese, only dipping when that fondue come. They run their base till they heart go out just like John Q's son. Hey, look, this is my brothers.
Who knows about the movie John Q, right? That was Denzel Washington, and his son's heart was giving out. And in insurance, basically the hospital started playing games with his kid's life. And he's like, yo, who else do I do this for, right? Got that pistol and straight took hostages at the emergency room, and he said, yo, you're going to do this heart transplant one way or another. And he was actually prepared to kill himself because he thought that his heart might be a good fit for his young son. He was willing to give his life And the story of it was the hospitals and how they play games when somebody needs an organ or a kidney, and how that list of possible donors gets with the list of people that are waiting for a transplant. And it brought attention to that in the movie itself and in real life. Yo, sick.
Only dipping when that fondue come and run that bass till they heart go out just like John Q's son. Hey, look, this for my partners who low-key pitching without a mound. And hope they laugh at me when I say that my mama house, my pocket's fatter now. My mama see something up.
Yo, look at the Nwigwe mom. What up? I saw her in a video, a live concert, bro. She does her thing, too. She's out there getting her little dance on and stuff. Gotta respect Big Mama.
Without a mound. And hope they laugh at me when I say that my mama house, my pocket's fatter now. My mama see something to brag about. And I spit punches and bunches like I'm Marvin Hagler now.
I gotta run that back, but he referenced what was it, Marvelous Marvin, right? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, if I'm not mistaken. He died last year, but he was a boxer, right? This dude was a boxer and I believe an actor.
Partners who low-key pitching without a mound. And hope they laugh at me when I say that my mama house, my pocket's fatter now. My mama see something to brag about. And I spit punches and bunches like I'm Marvin Hagler now. Ooh. Swear it feel marvelous. Remember times my mama barbered us, made us look barbarous. The hood part of her.
Who knows? People from the hood know about that, bro. When mama did your haircut and you're like, oh, great, man, just take it all off, mama. But nah, mama got a vision, right? She wanted to take a little off the sides, put that bowl around your house. Then you hear those clippers that, like, oh shit. Well, mama did that to all of us.
My mama barbered us, made us look barbarous. The hood part of us that put some fire, no thought of us. At the heart of Spartacus, treating us like Barnabas. That means with love,
treat it like Barnabas. Throws in these biblical references that are honestly not my strong point. But yo, what he's referring to, he said, honor like Barnabas, right? Barnabas was somebody who the leaders of the church in Jerusalem chose Barnabas to visit their brothers and sisters, right? His mom, basically, there's a story that he wanted to make his mom proud, and he kept thinking of everything he wanted to say, but they had this tearful goodbye, right? And she just hugged him and whispered in his ear, make your mama proud, right? And this was a guy that he did, right? This was a man of God. They say he was a good man, full of the Holy Spirit and faith. And he said, yo, I want to be like Barnabas, right? Yo.
The friends between us, they bought, and cons. I'm Marvin Hagler now. Oh, swear it feel marvelous. Remember times my mama barbered us, made us look barbarous. The hood part of us that put some fire, no thought of us. At the heart of Spartacus, treating us like Barnabas. That means with love, the friends between us, they bought, and cons. So the truth is they ain't different. These sacrilegious folk with you don't get your pain tripping. But when you jammed up in traffic, they get the lane switching. Oh, haters don't fit.
Ooh, when you're in a bad position, then you start switching lanes, right? If you're a true believer, then you hold course, you stay in your lane, and you just trust that the outcome is going to happen, right? They saying, yo, these cats out here flipping lanes, they're not living their life the same. They're saying that they're doing one thing, but they're doing another. They're in multiple lanes.
But when you jammed up in traffic, they get the lane switching. Oh, haters don't feel you till your name mentioned. Scripture tell me no one excluded when rain dripping. We all part of the picture, it's just our frames different. And I still ride for my set. I just bang different. Oh.
Ooh, yo. He said, yo, I'm still a banger, bro, but my bangers are different. I'm out here putting out this music, right? I'm not here banging on the block. Bro, this cat is nice with it, man. If you're a fan, I plan on continuing to make my way through his entire catalog. So if you're a fan of not just good music, but a fan of Tobe Nwigwe and the message that he's putting out into the world, man, don't forget to not just like the video, but subscribe to the channel, right? Show your support so we can continue doing this as well.